Greetings, everyone. Seven here. My name is Seven. For those of you who've never seen me before, um, I'm coming back with another video. It's been ages, actually. I haven't done a video for a long time. I've been in court. As many of you know already, I have been targeted by criminals in the mainstream media for the last 15 years. These are the most ruthless, wicked, evil devils that have ever been seen in mankind. And today I want to come back with a video to, in a way, I want to talk about a little bit about my case. I've been in court. I'll just show you my court bundle. Oops, this way you might be able to see it better. Trying to get the angle here. Which way is it? It's this way. So just so that you can see, I've got some exhibits out that I want to show you. I don't want to talk too much about the case because I'm in court, but anyway, this is my court case. I'm actually suing the housing association who have been complicit in the targeting against me for the last, I've been targeted for the last 15 years by people in the mainstream media who stole my intellectual property. Some of you might know my work, which is famous. This is a poster that we did ages ago, but you'll see some famous shows on here. And this was the first case. I'm trying to get it so that you can actually see it clearly. Okay, so basically, yeah, that might be a bit better. You might be able to see it a bit better. Some of the famous shows, I'll just tell you: Strictly Come Dancing, Dancing with Stars, You Are What You Eat, 10 Years Younger. There's so many shows which belong to me that were stolen by members of the mainstream media. And as a result of them stealing my intellectual property, which is actually a covert slave trade as far as I'm concerned, they basically target creative individuals as well as many other individuals, because I know loads of people who are targeted, not necessarily in the same way that I've been targeted, but my targeted specifically was by criminals that are operating within the mainstream media with the complicity of intelligence agencies and the police and what have you. They're protected, these people are protected. One of the main women who was involved in my case, she actually runs the mainstream media with Rupert Murdoch. And as a consequence of reports that we've done, particularly in relation to Grenfell Tower, what actually really happened with Grenfell Tower, because the mainstream media were complicit in what happened there. She's now pretending to be dead and she's gone underground. And that's a whole other story which I want to get into. I'm going to get into more stuff about Grenfell Tower. My aunt, Marjorie Vital, and Ernie Vital, my cousin, also died in Grenfell Tower. They lived on the 16th floor, flat 162, I believe. And yeah, it's been 15 years of horror, to put it mildly. But anyway, today I'm actually coming to talk a little bit about Brian Harvey. Now, I've been watching videos that he's released of late in relation to what's happened to him. And I want to give Brian a massive, massive thank you, and just express gratitude, because the courage that it has probably taken this man to bring out the information despite being the victim of so much gaslighting and abuse and smear campaigns in order to silence him. I just have to applaud him for his courage and his integrity and his wisdom. I thank you, Brian, from the bottom of my heart. I really, really, really do, because in relation to what you're talking about, I'm also a hacking victim. Many of my shows have been stolen via computer hacking, and there is a video that I'm going to put on the link below that anybody can watch and see some of what has happened to me over the last 15 years, but in specifics to how my computers were hacked and continue to be hacked. My computers, my phones, my situation, not to go into it too deeply because I just want to touch on a few things that Brian has said, but just to let people know that at this point, if you don't believe what this man is saying, you're either really badly informed and not aware of the horrors that are being done to creative people all over, whether it be the music industry or the entertainment industry. Many of you have seen the Harvey Weinstein story where they said that they used a company called Black Cube, which was assigned to the victims to basically terrorize people to keep victims silenced. And that's what's actually happening. And so when you actually listen to Brian and he explains his story, and it's so important to watch some of the other interviews. I watched the first interview. Well, it wasn't the first. I've watched quite a few of his videos in the past. I saw when he smashed up his gold discs in the alleyway, and I just applauded him for that, because at this point, if anybody, doesn't understand the evils and the horrors that these people are getting away with on a daily basis and are still pushing this mainstream media up to being anything other than monsters, you're just really badly informed, because what they're doing to people behind closed doors is nothing to be celebrated. Many of us, like my shows, gross millions, billions and trillions of pounds over the last 15 years. We're talking about hundreds of shows in over 125 countries, that have been running back to back to back to back, in all sorts of ways with other people's names put on my work. And they have a whole operation in place in order to keep what they're doing to me silent. So I know when he says he couldn't leave his house, I completely know what he's talking about. I've had to go into hiding 3 times in my life to prevent them murdering me. That's how serious it is. I've seen horrors. If anybody doesn't know my story, the best way to actually, I think the most informative videos that I've done is probably with Alfred Weber, where I done an interview series with him, and I show you the evidence of the first case that I won. The case that I just showed you is the case that's currently in court at the moment. But anyway, I just wanted to applaud Brian and encourage other people in the music industry and in the entertainment industry, in the media, who know what's going on, who have seen this going on for decades, seen that they're doing false flags, operations and hiring people. Actually, Brian does a very good interview about that. I think it was with Bobby Cummings. There's a video that Brian does. I'll link it in the description box as well, because I think it's a really, really important interview to watch, as well as the ones that he's done with eddieisok and the one I just watched recently tonight called, what was his name? His name was redpillphill, and he's done a brilliant interview with Brian as well, and they've given him the opportunity to express himself, and not only express himself, but more importantly, show the evidence. And I had to do that as well, because one of the first things they do is they will try to make you out to be a nutcase. We're talking about people who are evil, wicked criminals who will take an innocent, sound-minded man, okay, terrorize him, brutalize him, and then make him out to be the enemy, make him out to be the perpetrator. This is what they're doing to people, okay? So I encourage everybody to watch those two interviews, and I really applaud Eddie and Red Pill Phil. You know, I thank you for giving Brian the opportunity, because ultimately it helps people like me who have for 15 years have been sounding the alarm and sounding the trumpet that this is going on. You know, that the mainstream, there are people in the mainstream media that are absolute criminals. They are criminals of the highest order. We're talking about psychopaths. We're talking about satanic, wicked people. Now, I want to just show you, this is an article that was in the Daily Express about Jimmy Savile. At this point, everybody knows that Jimmy Savile was not a very nice man. He was a he was a very sick person. But the most important thing about this, and this is published in 2013 by someone called James Fielding for the Daily Express. I don't know who he is, but I'm showing this to show you that they are aware that there is a satanic ring within the media. Jimmy Savile was part of a satanic ring. Now, when we talk about ring, we're talking about hundreds of people that have got together that are cult orientated, and they're wicked and they're evil and they're devilish, and they will stop at nothing to destroy people's lives. Okay, now they've done it to me. I want to show you some of the things that they've done to me. Now, many of you who are already familiar with my case, which has been dubbed as Seven Gate because my name is Seven, and it makes the Watergate scandal look like a picnic. You know, it is so horrific what my case entails. It's connected to 7/7 bombings in 2005 and what really happened. John Charles Menendez, what really happened to him. Now we have the Grenfell Tower situation where my aunt and cousin was burnt alive. Some of you might have even seen it in the press where they showed that my aunt and my cousin's bodies were fused together, burnt alive, because they basically hugged each other. They went in the bathroom and they knew they were going to be burnt alive, so they went in the bathroom and they hugged each other, and that's how they died, and that's how their bodies were found. And you know, that's the kind of evil that we're talking about right now. You know, what Brian is bringing out is the tip of a horrific iceberg. Sorry, it's the just the piece, but it's an important piece, because a lot of you are not aware. You know, they paint all the people that come out and speak the truth as being the bad guys. They paint people who want to live in peace, want to live in love, who are talented. And I have to say, Brian, I'm really impressed by your talent, because I listened to the Eddie is okay intro. This is just a side note from all the horrible stuff. But just to big you up as a talent, you know, I listened to Eddie is okay's intro of Smooth Criminal, sort of a copy of that, a rendition of that. And, you know, it just shows how talented you are, because you've got all the intonations, he's got all the vocals down, but he's done it in a new way. And it just shows how talented you are, Brian. You know, as I've been watching your videos of late, because, you know, like a lot of people, I've come across your what they call your rant. I didn't see it as a rant. I just saw you was saying, look, I'm sick of your bullshit. I'm sick Yeah, sorry people, the camera cut out. I'm using a program that I don't normally use that has just 15 minutes, so it cut off. You know, I completely forgot that it was going to cut off. But anyway, as I was saying, I didn't see what Brian done as, you know, losing it or anything like that. You know, if you've lived for as long as he's lived, with the bullshit, you know, most people wouldn't take a day of what he's been through in, what is it, 21 years or something he was saying? You know, my situation is 15 years. 15 years of people putting your life in some nasty, wicked, evil shit, destroying your life, and you're supposed to just sit there calmly and, you know, have this pretense, have this fakery, you know, so that you appear to be whatever. You just got to be real. You got to be real. And I just saw Brian was saying, I'm not having it anymore. I'm sick of the bullshit. I ain't taking your shit no more. I'm not living in a situation where I have to be terrorized every day and I can't leave my house. I'm not having it anymore. You know, how the media are going to spin that. You know, we're talking about people that murder people. These are not people that just tap people's phone. We're talking about murderers. We're talking about terrorists, people who stage terrorist attacks and make it look like it was somebody else. Okay? You're talking about people that terrorize in order to steal people's intellectual property. We're talking about people who have been given a license to go out there and do whatever they want to whoever they want, and nobody say anything about it. Grenfell Tower was a snuff movie, all right? Nobody get that twisted, all right? That was not some building regulation problem. It was not. It was highly orchestrated so that those people in the building, including my aunt and my cousin and all the other people that lived in there, and it wasn't 71 people because they had 42 people in one flat. 600 people were living in that building. If you go through the area, all around, people have written 400 dead in Grenfell Tower. So it wasn't that. Okay? Don't let people fool you and make you put up with the bullshit. And that's what Brian was saying. Brian was saying, I've had enough of this. I have a right to live my life in peace without people putting me in nasty, wicked situations. Let me show you what they've done to me, okay? I want to show you some of the things. This is a report. A lot of you have already seen this, but if you want to see it, you can go on to the Farrell report. The Farrell, FARRELL, report.net, okay? You go on there and you'll see this. Now this is a report about my case, which came out in March of 2013, and you've got some of the people that were involved in my case. Right, I'm trying to work out which way to swing this. Okay, it's this way. This woman, Tamsin Allen, she was involved in the Leveson inquiry. She's one of the lawyers that was involved, but she's involved in my case. She's involved in the crime ring, because this crime ring is made up of media people who double as intelligence people, intelligence agencies. They run intelligence agencies. You're talking about corrupt lawyers, media lawyers. There's all sorts of people involved in this crime ring. Okay, and they're running the stuff from the highest echelons of society. Okay, and they have the spin of the media to print whatever they want to print about whoever they want to print. They don't print the truth. They don't print the truth. Let's not get it twisted. Okay, but let me just show you. Okay, this is my house. Brian's talking about hacking, right? But they go as far as they bugged my house. This here you can see here. This is a device. Somebody came into my place to actually have a look. When I told them I was being hacked and I was being stalked, gang stalked, and I was being followed, you know, I had my doors broken in. This is my house locks. Whoops, here. This is the doors of my house, and I'm going to show you a better image of that. But the man who came to my house, he was ex-military, and I actually, at the time, was putting stuff out on the internet. This is like ages and ages ago, years and years ago. And this man came and he said, okay, I'm going to scan your property. And he scanned my flat. And what you're seeing there is a reading. Where you see the lights here, oops, I'm going in the wrong direction. But where you see the lights here, can I get you to see this closer? It's bugged, right? Where you see the lights there, that's the device lighting up because it has detected bugs in my flat. Okay, all the locks were chiseled. Can you see that? Let me get a better picture of my locks, my front door. I might have a better picture somewhere else. Wait a minute. I'll show you another picture of the locks, but for now you can just see these are all part of the report, but these are my front door locks. My sockets were removed, my locks were chiseled, my water has been had this putrid stuff coming out. The picture before it, just before me pouring out water into a glass cup, you can see the color of the water. But if you look at the picture before, you'll see I'm actually filming and taking pictures of a man pulling my water pipes at my front door. I'm on the 3rd floor and I'm looking down and I'm taking pictures of there's two men. I don't know if you can see them, but there's a white van, and this white van pulls up outside my house and they pull up the pipes of my front door and they basically pour something into my water, obviously to poison me because I'm telling the truth. This is how far these people will go. This is how far these people will go. I'm going to show you, if we want to talk hacking, let me show you hacking. Because a lot of you haven't got a clue what is really going on. And that's why I big up Brian Harvey. You've got the most respect from me, my brother. You are my brother as far as I'm concerned. If I never see you in my life and you watch this, 7 considers you, 7 me, that's my name, considers you a brother from another mother. Because what you're doing, you know, there's many people in the industry that are going through stuff and they're not talking because they're fearing for their lives. That's the reason why people are not talking, because they know that they're dealing with some psychopathic sick people. Okay, I don't have a lot of time before this cuts out, and I want to try and say what I want to say within the time. But this is my computer. Look how many hacks on my computer. 2,989 hacks of my computer. I went to somebody and they scanned it. There's a video where I show you live where they're actually having a look at my computers. Okay. Is this upside down? This is what they put on my computers. Can you see that? They put malware, which is fraud tools, right, in order to hack and steal literally everything I do. All my work is being stolen and it's being given to other artists, and it's a slave trade. This is what is funding terrorism. This is what is funding false flags. This is what is funding all the slave trading that is going on. This is what is funding it. They're stealing from creative people like myself. And I'm telling you, it's not just Brian Harvey. It's not just me. It's thousands of people, but they're not speaking because there's no way there would be a hacking scandal if it was just Brian Harvey. Okay, it was the hacking scandal because it was hundreds of people in the entertainment industry were being hacked. Okay, so it's not a situation where it's just one man who's trying to prove that he was hacked. No, this is something that is being done standard. Okay, surveillance, illegal surveillance. I want to show you something else. Okay, so these are from, I don't talk too much about my case because it's in court right now. I won a judgment in my favor, and basically it was supposed to be a hearing in January whereby they organise my damages and settle how much they're going to pay me. Next thing I knew, when we got to the court, the case was pulled. The case was pulled unlawfully from the courts. Okay? So you're dealing with a whole lot of skullduggery that people will do in order to keep their filth going. Yeah? So it's not a situation whereby what Brian is saying is a nutter. He is a sound-minded person. I would say Brian Harvey is a starseed indigo. He's super intelligent. If you listen to how he's connected all the dots to characters, and he's had divine intervention because he's got documents that most people don't get hold of. Okay, so you got some angelic forces and good forces looking out for you, Brian. Know that. Know that. Trust in your heart you're doing the right thing, because you got a right to live your life and not be slandered, not be abused, not be accused, and not be treated like a piece of shit. You've got a right to it, just like I've got a right. Okay, I've got a right to live my life in peace, okay, without people hacking my phones, hacking my computers, stealing my work, and trying to murder me and members of my family. My mother's dead, my father's dead. Brian says he's got friends dead. I've got friends dead. When you look at all these cases, you'll see the same pattern over and over and over again. It's all being done covertly, made to look like whatever. We're dealing with some dangerous, wicked people. Dangerous, nasty, wicked people. That's what we're dealing with. And these people should be locked up. I won my case years ago against these people. I sued 10 corporations and I won. You can listen to my courtroom audios. I'm going to put the link below. Okay? I'm going to put the link below of my video, Mediagate. Mediagate, because that's what we're talking about. And you people that are out there, I applaud you and I love you for what you've done for pushing Brian's videos out there. You pushed it so that it went viral. Everybody got behind him when he said, I need the UK public to get behind me, and you got behind him, and I applaud you for that, because you lot are awake. You know what's going on. You know what is going on, and it's only when people come together and they push the truth out. That's the only way we're going to get justice. We're not going to get justice if we're in a little corner on our own where these people have got economic power, right? Bargaining power. The ultimate power is the Most High, okay? The Most High God. That's the most power, okay? So let's not get it twisted. There's no man who has got more power than the Most High God, right? So don't live in fear. Expose what you know. Support all those of us who are trying to bring the truth out to you, because we're trying to protect you, because we're talking about dangerous people right now. I'm going to make another video afterwards because there's some information that I want to bring out to you that is so important for you to help me get viral. I'm trying to bring out the truth, but the way that I look at it, unless we make the message clear, no more abuse. Hashtag no more abuse. UK, US, wherever the abuse is going on, I don't care. No more of it. Okay? Because they're waging warfare against us who have done nothing to these people. We've done nothing to them. They've made millions and millions of pounds of us. And because of it, because they want to keep our money, they want to keep us in a position of poverty. They want to keep us held down. They want to keep us so that people think what we're talking about is nonsense. It's not nonsense. It's the truth. The truth is a lie to them because their lives are lies. These people live in lies. So Brian Harvey, big up. eddieisok, big up. redpillphill, big up. All the people who are out there pushing the truth. I don't care who it is. I'm not for people, I'm for the truth. For the truth. I encourage all of you people who are out there in the music industry, in the entertainment industry, use your voice. Use your talent to get the truth out, to let people know, tell your stories, because there's a lot of people out there with a story as well. This is going to cut out now, so I'm going to make another video, but this is 7 from the UK. I'm sending love to everybody. Love to you, Brian Harvey. I respect you for what you've done. You're my brother from another mother. Much love to you and everybody out there. Peace out.